Hey, and welcome. Yeah, welcome to Tea Talk and Tea Leaves. So this is about Tea Talk and Tea Leaves is about intuition. It's about learning how the ego works and emotions, and like I say, intuition, which is intuition is quite funny. So, but also we all know there's a lot of problems going on in the world, but this is about focusing on how we change that by not actually focusing on the problem themselves. Okay. And this isn't a running away from the problems, it's actually a change in the mentality. So the way I feel is that if we change our mentality and change how we recognize ourselves and how we connect to ourselves, how we understand our emotions, how we understand the ego, and how we connect to the earth, that's how we change things. Okay, so it's an invitation actually just to bring in a change within the world. Okay, so morning Lars, how are you? I hope you're good. Hope everything's going really well. And so as usual, well, I've been asked to do the cards again, the pick one of three, so I'm going to do that today. And in particular, these cards are really good because I was actually sat on the sofa the other day and I shuffled these and a card fell out and it said relaxation. So I thought, that's really good. I was already sat on the sofa, so I put it back in the pack anyway, because I'm not really doing the throwing out thing. And then I shuffled them up again, and well, the same card come out, so relaxation. So I stayed on the sofa for a while. That was good news for me. But I did say that I was going to do today from the Abbey. Okay, so by the way, the signal here isn't very good where I am because it's actually my garden. Well, not my garden. It's a garden of where I live at the moment, which is like a collection of properties together. Yes, it's like a shared garden. So talking about intuition. Like this morning, I was just kept getting these images of the Abbey gates being shut, and I'm thinking I actually thought that would make a really cool photograph. You know what I mean? So I thought, oh, that's good. If it's still shut when I get down there. So I went down there, and it's open today. So I was getting the information, just not in any way, shape, or form listen to the intuition that I was getting. So this is really cool. So today I'm going to reveal what's in the box, obviously, as well. And then obviously we've got our 1111. So we'll be doing that as well. That's a little bit of peaceful meditation. But I also want to talk about another thing which is really, really good. About meditation. Okay, so we're going to get there, and obviously got the emotions as well. So this is all about how we are connecting to ourselves, understanding ego, understanding emotions, and understanding the connection to the earth. So the earth is really, really important. It's like going back about 3 or 4 months ago, when all this stuff started coming up and coming about, in particular to do with technology and stuff like that, and to do with frequencies and whatever. So this is something that's really cool actually, because there's a lot of words that we can't use on social media at the moment. Okay, because if we use those words, your stuff just gets taken down, and that's happening. We'll witness that, which is it is what it is. I don't really care about that. We're not going to give it any energy. But actually, I think this is really powerful. Some of the things that are happening now are so powerful. That actually they're getting the human race to go in the right direction. So they're taking down people's stuff, but that's because people are focusing on the problem. Okay, and so this is the universe saying, look, just let go of the problem. Don't put your energy into the problem. Focus on the solution. Okay, so and the solution is there in front of us. Our solutions to how we change this world and how we choose to live our lives, it's there. What I mean? All we have to do is make those changes, even little steps at a time. But the most important thing is about the earth. It's about connecting to the earth. Okay, and like I say, going back a few months ago, my guys actually I said, what do we do about these frequencies and these energies and stuff like that? And they said the best thing to do is dig a hole and get in it. Right now, that was not about burying yourself or burying your head, but what it is about, it's about connection to the earth. And this is what is so important, and what we've forgotten is actually it's called Mother Earth for a reason. Okay, so I still haven't dug the hole, but what they mean is really do your best to connect. Really connect. So that's get your shoes and socks off. Connect to the earth, connect to the ground, and ground your energy. It's a grounding process, but also it's about balancing our energy field with that of the earth. Okay, and this is super cool, super important. And when you get really good at this, you actually feel this energy coming back to you. As you give energy to the earth, it will send energy back to you, because we're balancing our energy. Okay, so wherever you are in the world and whatever's going on in the world, the first thing you should do every day is ground yourself and connect to the earth. And 10 or 20 minutes a day, if you can give yourself that amount of time, that's amazing. A lot of people don't as soon as you start mentioning minutes, it starts making people think, oh, I don't want to do that. But actually it's really good. And like I say, during my meditation, I did my meditation out in the garden this morning. I did a bit of yoga and just connecting that way. And it's for me, it's something super important, and that it's what we are. We need to be connecting to the earth, and this is how we do this. We learn about ourselves, we learn about our emotions, we learn about the ego, and how to let things go. And I refer to this as going back to the before. Okay, so some people use it as a journey within, but actually there is no journey. It's just stopping doing what we're doing now. Okay, so anyway, so it's Tea Talk and Tea Leaves with me. I'm Matthew Haynes. If you haven't seen me, if you want to see any more, you check me out on phoenixbeing33.com. Today's tea is lemon and ginger, so we'll get to that in a minute. I'll put the kettle on. We're going to do the 11-11 portal. So the 11-11 portal is, for me, how I understand that is, it's when the universe is taking a snapshot of your emotional state as you are at this moment in time, and this is where we need to be centered within our heart, grounded, or whatever in those positive states. And in that way, when the universe takes its snapshot, it'll actually allow you to have the experiences given to you that you need in order to maintain that. So this is a good time not to be in fear. Now, I don't even know what the time is, to be fair, so we're going to do it now anyway, with the intention of 11-11 portal. So this is really simple, just simply breathing into your heart. And it's just a visualization. Put your feet on the floor, and it's just slowing down your energy. When you're looking for that little arm out, which when you're going out, out into a lovely place like this, and you've had a busy day or whatever, or you're having a busy time, there's a lot going on. You just go out into nature, wherever that happens to be, or into your garden, or wherever that happens to be, your little sacred space, and you just get that moment for yourself, and you get that factor, and that's what you're looking for. And it's I always say about breathing into the heart, which is cool. It's a good way to go. Okay, and that's just a visualization and imagination of actually breathing into the heart. And anything in your life that you're really happy with, just have that feeling in your heart as well. Happiness, love, grace, gratitude, all those sort of things. Okay, those emotions, and just sit with that just for a moment. Really simple. So kettle's going on. So that and that's important. If you can do that every day, 11-11, or whenever you really want to, what I mean. It's a centering technique. It's about bringing your energy back to your body. Because our energy does scatter a lot, and where your attention goes is your energy flows. So it's important to have your attention with you, doing what you want to do and doing what you need to do. So today's tea is lemon and ginger. It's a yogi tea as usual, and the affirmation is: I don't know if you can hear that. That must be a biplane or something. I can't see it. So just let them go over while the kettle boils. So I'm going to reveal what's in the box in a minute. All or at the end of this before I put something new in it. So this is about intuition. So it's from that heart space, okay? So wherever you are within that heart space, and allowing that image to come up, just like it happened to me this morning. I was just doing my yoga. I wasn't even thinking about anything in particular, but and the image just come to me to tell me what was going on. It's like a guidance. So anyway, it says, communicate sacredness, build it, share it, and spread it. Okay, so I'll read it again. Communicate sacredness, build it, share it, and spread it. So that's what I'm doing today. That's what this is about. Tea talking, tea leaves, just having a conversation to help people connect to themselves and connect to the earth. I reckon you must be doing loop-the-loops. Yeah, so that sacredness is your sacredness and how you treat yourself, okay? So it's important to be sacred in your actions to you, and you know, we build this up by building up our connection to to whatever's going on around us, and the sacredness. And I want to show you something. So this is a really, really cool meditation to do, and this is about sacredness, okay? So just holding an item. So just holding an item, okay? If you concentrate on the cup, it's a cup. If you concentrate on holding it, okay, then you're concentrating excessively. But what you need to do is just be aware that you're holding the cup. Right, so as you take your awareness just to the fact that you're holding it, but it's not the cup, it's not your hands, it's not your fingertips, it's just the action of holding it. And what happens is, and that you can do anything like this, you can do it with anything, but what happens is your mind goes quiet. Okay, so we can use anything, any tool. So if there's a whole culture, the Japanese culture that with their traditional culture, they do everything in the action of doing it with honor. Okay. And what that means is they have it in reverence, so they're always connecting to the energy of what's around them. Okay, so when we connect to the energy of what's going on, we trick the mind. So the mind can only do one thing at a time. This is why it goes on the hamster wheel, and we go bounce from one subject to another subject to another subject to another subject. But if you're struggling, this is why we focus on breathing, just the one action of breathing, or a feeling of love. Or if you're just holding an item, you can just look at that item and just hold it, but the awareness is about the fact that you're holding it. Okay, and just focus on that, and your mind goes quiet. And this is actually a meditative state. This is where it all begins. Okay, any meditative state that helps the mind go quiet is meditation. Okay, and it's really simple. Hopefully you understand that. But if you don't, feel free to drop me a line, and we'll have a chat about it. So it's the same with the what's in the box. These things can help us understand who we are, okay? But it's not necessarily about getting it right about what's in the box, okay? It really isn't. It's about learning where the ego has its fun, okay? Where the ego comes in and starts trying to talk you out of whatever it is you've got coming up. So it's a see, sense, feel, or just a knowing. Okay, so when it comes to the item in the box, but don't forget there's not just the item in the box, there's the whole story to it. Okay, there's that whole story, the backstory that comes with it. So when you're looking for this information, you write it down, for instance, then what you do is you'll get some bits that are right, some bits that are wrong, and sometimes you'll be up really on the money, and sometimes you'll be like way off, and that's okay. But it's important to say, where's the ego coming in? What's the ego doing about this? Okay, so you've got your heart-centered presentness, which is centered, where you're connected to the earth, where you're connecting to yourself and you are centered, grounded. And then you have the ego, which is a consciousness of its own, okay, that comes in and tries to invite you to come away from that, okay, because it doesn't tell you what to do, it just makes things look attractive that it's doing, and our consciousness goes to it, Okay, so it calls you in, okay, and it's whether or not you fall for it, and we will do. You know what I mean? Like this morning when I went to the Abbey and it was shut, even though I got shown the doors were firmly shut. You know what I mean? So I could have just, you know, obviously Googled that. So this is the thing. This is about the sacredness. So I'm going to read that again. So communicate sacredness, build it, share it, and spread it. So that's what I'm doing here. So this is about authenticity. This is about, you know, connecting to yourself on a deep level, connecting to your environment, connecting to everything around you, but and valuing what's going on and valuing yourself. Okay, this is one of the biggest lessons that people have in any lifetime. Okay, is their self-worth issues. Okay, all these things that come up, right, which is the ego that does this, you know, chips away at us, you know, and invites us to do this you know, self-doubting, self-loathing a lot of the time, you know, looking in the mirror, looking at the wrinkles rather than looking at the good things, or not looking in the mirror at all. So you know, this is what this is about. Okay, it's about identifying where the ego is playing, where the ego tries to entice you away from that purity, you know, that divinity within. Okay. I'm glad I picked up the lemon and ginger, okay, because I'm actually going for a really big clearing at the moment. I've started using the cayenne pepper. So having a teaspoon of that in the morning, a teaspoon of that in the evening, and it really is doing this really big clearing, really big clearing. Okay, so we're going to do the pick a card, because I was asked to do this again. So pick a card. It's a Sacred Destiny, which is obviously backwards on your screen. It's Denise Lynn, Sacred Destiny Oracle. 52 cards in the pack. Discover the landscape of your soul, apparently. So I'm going to shuffle these, and with the intention of pick a card, so it'd be 1, 2 or 3. Okay, and this is for the highest and greatest good for all involved. And I'll show you each card that comes up as it comes up. So card number 1, oh, that's lovely. Card number 1, that's love. So that's what's coming to you right now. The Destiny card, so this is what's coming to you. Okay, so you pick number 1. Number 2, lovely. Beautiful cards these, aren't they? And that is abundance. Beautiful. And number 3. Oh wow. And happiness. So it's a good day to pick a card, because there's all positive. That dolphin, Syrian energy, but lovely. Beautiful energy. I'm not going to read the book. Do with them, tune into that as you will. You know what I mean? So this is something that's you know, in your immediate future. So whatever you're going on about at the moment, going through at the moment, that's, you know, what's coming. So they're very positive cards, very nice. And who wouldn't want either one of them cards? That's really cool. And also, like, so we're going to do the emotion as well before I get on and do the tea leaf reading. Yeah, so I'm going for this clearing at the moment. This cayenne pepper. I don't know if any of you out there have tried it, but it's, you know, check out the health benefits of this. It's amazing stuff. It's good for the joints, clearing your arteries, clearing everything. You know, it's clearing the joints out, you know, all this sticky energy and stuff like that. So I'm doing that. So that's why I didn't really pick up on the intuition today. Is because I've been a very good excuse with the cayenne pepper. It's very hot, very hot. But you know, you get used to that. It's only a teaspoon that I've been doing either at the end of the day. So emotions, you know what I mean? For me, like I say, emotions, there's something that come up over me, and they you know, I'm aware of them before they come. Okay, and it's the ego projects these onto us, and it's our consciousness that actually chooses to go to that. So you know, it's a communication between our consciousness and the ego consciousness, and the egos are only ever trying to get us to be identified with it. So, you know, as these emotions come up within us, it's something that we can actually spot, and as soon as we spot it, as soon as we get to a point where we can see it, we actually, it just dissolves. You know what I mean? So I like to just do these other cards. There's 27 emotions, okay, or 27 emotional responses, okay. So for a bit of fun, I like to put these into the as an emotion's arising within me. By putting another emotion in, we get to see that actually it dissolves it, but neither one of them really works. Okay, so you'll put in another one because the default setting is something different. So, for instance, if you're becoming angry, and you put in a thing of even of love or anything like that, you go, oh, I'm going to love, and whatever. Actually, the default setting is to me is always laughter. You know, but yours might be a little bit different, but it generally makes me laugh. So when I put in a different emotion, try and overlay it with a different emotional response, actually, it makes me laugh. Okay, so actually just nullifies the whole lot and puts me into this default setting that we've got. Okay, so which is love, joy, happiness, peace, and all that sort of thing. Okay, so this is really important. So okay, so so today going to use awkwardness. So when you're in a situation, okay, no matter what it is, rather than allowing the particular emotion that comes up, even if it is a joyful one, you know what I mean, is to see what's going on and to understand your emotional responses, and actually how we have a level of control over of what happens to us, and it's what's referred to as becoming the observer. Okay, so I've said that quite a few times now. But the truth of the matter is, our awareness about ourselves, and using the card, using the tea leaf, the sacredness about ourselves, and being sacred with what's going on around us, and our emotions, our emotional responses. If we're sacred, if we hold that everything in that sacredness, and our connection to the earth and connection to the world around us, if we hold that in that sacredness, okay, then we are going to change the world. Because if we all do that, we all have sacredness rather than just emotional reaction, or it was just autonomous. You know what I mean? It's just an automatic reaction to whatever's going on. It's about choosing our, how we react. It's about solution rather than reaction. Rather than it's being responsible rather than just blindly reacting. So for me, it's really about connecting to the earth. And things like this with just the simple things, just holding, when you're having a cup of tea, holding that cup and just being aware that you're holding it. It's just the action of holding. No, nothing else, no labelling, no, oh, that's tea, that's, whatever, it's this, that and the other. It's just the action of holding the cup, right? And I tell you now, that will help your mind go quiet. Your mind just goes quiet because it's too busy focused on the fact that you're holding the cup, and just concentrate on holding the cup. And there you go, there's stress relief, anxiety relief, depression relief, and just those sort of things like that. Anything that makes the mind go quiet, 'cause that's where all these things exist. But with depression's a little bit different because that is something that is within the body. Okay, so it's like the body saying, I've had enough of this situation, and the body starts going through some changes. So the last go of what's in the box. So it's just tuning it in, it's just breathing into your heart. Just allowing whatever image comes to your mind. Okay, and it's the opportunity to get some of the story, the backstory about what's going on. And it's very, very simple until the ego gets involved, which is straight away, and then you've got to reason things out and start seeing where actually it's the ego that is doing what it's doing. Okay, so what's in the box is Home Sweet Home. My girlfriend hangs this up, and I nicked it. I don't know if she's actually noticed that I've nicked it, and so I put it in the box. So that's the story. It's my girlfriend's. I've taken it without permission, and it says Home Sweet Home. So and if you got any of that information whatsoever, that's brilliant. If you didn't, then don't worry about that. It isn't the issue about getting it right. The issue is about understanding where the ego comes in to talk you out of it. So this is an invitation to do this, and I'll do the tea leaves in a sec. Show you a bit of that garden. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how I connect as well. So as I'm walking around, all right, I've got my shoes and socks off, and I'm connecting to the earth, and I'm doing this actively. So it isn't just a case of walking around without any shoes on, although obviously that does help. But I like to put intention into this as well, so that I'm actually connecting to the energy of the earth. And it's super important to do this. This is where we connect to ourselves, because it is through the action of connecting to the earth and getting into our true energy field that actually we connect to ourselves and start realizing who we are and what we're about. Okay, because you get truths that come with it, because you're connecting more into your heart. And it's really simple. All you have to do is walk around with the action of I'm connecting to the earth, and that's it. It's not complicated, you know. Life is not complicated at all. It shouldn't be. Our actions with ourselves, connection to ourselves, that's the house I live in at the moment. That's the loggery. It's a pile of logs, so that was the tree that's over there. Very up by you. Yeah, so you know, when you're walking around and you're connecting, it's not about connecting in a way of labelling like I'm walking on the grass. You know, as you do this, you get more and more into this. You start seeing things from a very different point of view, and you know, you start seeing things from an energetic point of view and connecting to the energy, which is truly amazing. Now, you know, most people spend their lives totally disassociated to nature and totally disassociated. They walk around with their shoes on all the time, you know, and you know, there's always this constant separation. But the truth of the matter is, it's about connecting, okay? Because this is our energy. We exist in an energy field, and for the most part we're disassociated from that energy field, okay? That energy field of nature, of Mother Earth, whatever you want to call it. And the truth is that we actually just need to do that connection and be connected, and you do that get rid of all your ailments, all your stress, all your anxiety. You know, connecting to the earth, getting your bare feet on the soil for 20 minutes a day will actually reduce inflammation in your body, okay? It will reduce inflammation in your body, and that will, you know, inflammation in the body is what causes illness, okay? You balance your energy field, okay? And that's where all the healing of the body needs to take place. The more you connect, the more you come away from the ego, the healthier you will be. And it is that simple, and it's a life changing. The more respect you'll have for the planet, the more you connect to it. You know, when you see people just dumping their rubbish down the road. You know, I mean, for me, you know, people when they throw their rubbish just drop their litter like that, and they just expect it to do whatever. You know, that for me is as bad as it gets. You know. Because that's the core value of all the people around. You know, I know there's a lot more things that are worse than that, you know, in the action, but it's the mentality, and that's the things we need to change. You know, it's our mentality of love, reverence, and you know, I'm going to read it again. You know, this is why these things come up. It's communicate sacredness, build it, share it, and spread it. You know, these things. You know, I know it's just a you know, some writing on a yogi tea, but actually these things have meaning, you know, and that is powerful. If you do this, you know, that is seriously powerful. You know, and this is how you change the world, is by changing yourself and having that mentality of, you know, having that sacredness, you know, and it's something you do build and you build upon. Okay, so I'm going to do the tea leaf reading, the tea leaf energy update. Oh, that was so strong, it broke my throat. That ginger, got a big rush of ginger. So, this is really cool. I love doing these tea leaf readings. Okay, so tea leaf readings is very simple. It's all intuition. Okay, so I rotate it to the right. The reason why we do this is to bring in the positive energies, so we get a positive, you know, truthful reading rather than something that's negative and misleading. So Positive is about truthful. Okay, and we just rotate it around 3 times. Obviously it gets it around the rim as well. Oh, it's the landlady. Oh, I might have to go. So today's tea leaf reading is, so there's hardly any debris on this at all. So this is about it's about clearing your energy field. Okay, this is about concentrating on the external of you and really clearing and cleansing your aura, learning how to do that. And you do that by connecting to the earth, you know, putting that intention in to deal with any debris that's within your auric field. Now, if you want to know a bit more about that, feel free to ask me any questions, and I will do a particular video on that. So thank you very much, and I wish you all a very, very lovely day. Take care. Bye.